Hey guys, what's going on? You guys enjoying the rainy weather today?
Yeah!
Woo!
Let's go! Heck yeah!
Yeah.
So today, we're going to talk about SMT and Persona. So, hope you guys can learn something from this and enjoy the overall panel. And let us know if we need to improve on anything. Feedback is really appreciated. I was actually going to make a survey to give out to you guys, but I didn't have the time. I mean, I work 2 jobs, I can only do so much. But I'm actually kind of glad that I was able to do this. So hope you guys can enjoy this, and yeah. So first off, let's start off. Just to introduce myself, I'm Leo Mantrax. I'm an editor for Joker Fandom Guild on Facebook. I don't know if you guys know about that. I also run several, oh my god, this is not showing up properly. I'm actually blocking the screen, am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so all my stuff is on there. I'm actually kind of on a hiatus right now. Like I said, 2 jobs, can't do everything, but yeah. And I'm gonna pass the mic over to my fellow co-panelists. So here you go.
All right, what's up guys? I'm Yarly. I'm a smaller SMT YouTuber with about 2,500 subs. I'm also an admin of Joker's Fandom Guild, and every now and then I cosplay. Like, I don't have a page or anything, but it's just something I like to do, so yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Electra. I speedrun Atlas games like SMT4 and Etrian Odyssey.
And I am William Caruana, call me Dio. And as you can see, I am a quote-unquote Twitter personality, which is to say I have 90 followers and am clearly far less qualified than these gentlemen. But that being said, if you have any feedback about the panel, my tag is right there, so feel free to shoot me a DM.
Alright, so let's get this started. Alright, so most of you guys here are Persona fans, correct? Yeah. So, basically, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm actually wearing the uniform for the first ever Shin Megami Tensei game that started the Persona series. This is Shin Megami Tensei If. Began as a novel in 1986 and released as a Famicom game in 1987. So, just to put that into perspective, Shin Megami Tensei is actually a spin-off of Megami Tensei, and from there it just branches off. So it's a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei is a spin-off of an existing game, then going down the tree, then you have Persona, and Persona obviously took off. So here we are today, and yeah, this is the game that started everything. It took place in a high school, it's like Karzuko High, I believe, yeah. And I can't tell you really much of the story. I didn't even write down a note for it, but basically, you have a student that was bullied, and he decides to take revenge on the school. And he's a demon emperor, and he infests the school with a bunch of demons just to get revenge. So that's pretty much the premise for SMTF. It has like several endings depending on which character you go with. And it's been translated recently, so you make sure to try it out. And if you have an emulator on your computer, or SNES Classics, if you've actually like exploited it, you can play the game as well through that means.
Well, the thing that set SMTF apart from the mainline games was that the mainline games were all about the forces of heaven and hell represented as law and chaos going to war with one another, and then in the middle you have humans. But SMT-If was a bit different because, like Anthony said, it was about a high school student, and that is how we got Persona in 1996 for the PlayStation 1. Now, this game didn't actually have any of the things that Persona 3, 4, and 5 did, like, you know, social links and stuff like that. That didn't come out until Persona 3 in 2006, which blended dungeon crawling with games and elements where you would form bonds with people in the overworld, and you would be able to use stronger personas because of that. So, yeah, that is kind of what the Persona series became known for, and that's also why not a lot of people are familiar with the older Persona games.
one more thing about SMT. So everybody's aware of how the modern day protagonists in Persona, like the Persona games, summon their persona. Well, with this game actually, they started it out as a guardian system. The guardian system worked in the same way, except whenever you died in SMT if, you'd be revived with a new guardian. And that guardian would inherit its stats, moves, everything. But there's like I forget what the meter is called, but you can see it in the status screen when you pull it up. If the meter is red, you'd be revived with a slime if you die quicker than expected. But if if the gauge is at like, I don't know, orange or green, you'll be revived with either a guardian that's higher than your current level or around the same as your level. So that was pretty much the basis or the bread and butter in that case for Personas, and yeah. So let's talk about the upcoming and recent releases. So Persona 5 Royal, who's excited for that?
Yeah!
So this is something that I wasn't even expecting. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, okay, so this is going to be like something like Persona 4 Golden, eh? And it has the same director too for Persona 4 Golden. So if you guys were a fan of that, here's Persona 5 the Royal. So full trailer was revealed at the Persona Super Street the concert. Who watched the concert, by the way? Only just one person? Okay. They uploaded like a little short clip on the Japanese, YouTube. So you can watch the whole reveal there as it like went live. So again, third semester at Shoutout.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah.
From my understanding, this is like
I
an
didn't notice
alternate
him.
take on Persona 5.
He's such a good boy.
Because I never
He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Look at this fake ass Los Angeles hat.
Hey, he's trying.
Good boy. He's
But,
oh my god.
He's trying.
What a beautiful man right there.
What do you guys think of
Okay,
Kasumi?
back to the panel.
She's hot.
Is it your waifu?
You're damn right.
I was hoping she would be the new female protagonist, but that was
You know what? Who would have wanted a female protagonist for Persona 5
I want to say
Royal?
that. I'm gonna ask him.
Only a couple?
What would you rate the new
That's crazy, eh?
It's a third-person camera.
Well, you know, I mean, it's fine, but like, hey, like, who wouldn't want to, yeah. Like you said, third-person camera, who doesn't want to take advantage of that? But anyways, she apparently resents the Phantom Thieves. So in the first trailer, she's talking to, I think it's Goro, I believe. And she's like, oh, yeah, and Goro's asking, oh, what do you think about the Phantom Thieves? And she's like, oh, you know, their intentions are good, but it's, you know, it's not that good because but she thinks that people should make their own decisions rather than the Phantom Thieves or change their hearts. So there's that. What do you guys think of the school counselor? Talk to him? Yeah.
Where is he?
I can trust a man with a juice box.
You can trust a man with a juice box. Okay, I mean, yeah, he seems really cool. I think a lot of the female fans or even the male fans will enjoy him because he seems like a nice guy, and he loves the Phantom Thieves in that aspect. So there's that. Oh yeah, Morgana human form. Oh no. Oh no.
We get a version of Persona 5 that just doesn't have Morgana.
Thank you.
Yeah, can we like? Oh my god,
Go to sleep.
I just don't want
Go to sleep.
I don't like Morgana. Like, I think he's like the worst mascot in the Persona series, in my opinion. But hey, that's my opinion. What?
Hell
Yeah.
Agree. It changes voice.
Changes voice. Oh yeah, definitely. And new gameplay features and updated animation. So I'm kind of stoked to see that. Like, I want to see how different it is or what they can do differently that makes the base Persona 5, the original Persona 5, like, you know, outdated in a sense.
One thing I kind of noticed in the trailer is that when they showed off the whole grappling hook mechanic that they're adding, there seemed the palaces that were in the base game seemed to have youth sections because Joker was kind of rattling around with giant statues of Common
Okay, so
Oh no.
yeah, the grappling hook, that was something that I didn't expect to see in the trailer. It's like they pre-planned Joker's moveset in Smash. So like, I was so confused when I saw the grappling hook. I was like, what is, like, we never used a grappling hook in,
You hear them in the menu.
Yeah, I thought it was a reference to the menu because the menu, like, I forget which part of the menu.
Oh,
animation.
I think I know what you're talking about now. I think I know what you're talking about. I didn't even
That's
like
a pretty,
look at that.
that's
All right.
pretty loose.
Several things. First, it would be really bad if they made the grappling hook a consumable like lockpicks that you have to craft. I thought it was like, please don't do that.
Yeah, the consumables thing, yeah, of course, that would be horrible.
And then also, I really want them to make Kafumi also part of the Phantom Thieves to have her mother's palace actually a thing.
Oh, yeah, you're
Like
talking
the
about.
stuff that was like theorized cut content and stuff like that.
I think that stuff was in the art
Shit, I
book,
don't
wasn't
even
it?
know.
I don't have the art.
You're not even a part of
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kafumi, her character got split into Makoto and Haru, so
Yes,
the
please.
palaces got split.
Yes,
half,
please.
accordingly. Because your mom's palace is a combo of the
Haru needs more screen time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I see a couple Haru cosplayers here. Shout out to you guys. You guys are amazing. I love Haru.
Yeah.
Best
The thing I
girl.
didn't like about Persona 5 is that you're kind of rushing to get the Haru's confident because there's so little time for her.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, it probably would be impossible if you didn't have like the temperance social
The
living.
experience happens.
They're all about saying goodnight.
You get that little lake. I actually really love Dragon Lake. I actually really love Dragon Lake. It's such a good fucking adorable entire
Fucking fun guy.
More time to make it
I just thought this episode like this funny.
This anime is like a fuse.
It is, yeah. He's a chuny, all chuny fuse Raby.
I know, for God's sake. He's a former tuner, so in that anime.
And then there's the golden which has.
All right. So yeah, just sorry to cut your conversation close. We got sorry about that. But we got to get on with it. We only have like 30 minutes. One of the things that I'm going to actually bring up with the gaming department is try to at least get like an hour or maybe somewhat longer panel next year. Okay, Persona 5 Scramble with Venom Strikers. I don't want to say anything about this, guys.
Do you like Dynasty Warriors? Do you like
I would
Action
have preferred,
Rockets?
if we're going to get a Muso game of a Megaton franchise, I would have preferred Riot.
Yeah, Raito would have been a better choice for this because Raito's game takes place in the Taisho era, so it only makes more sense to have a samurai pseudo type student, slash some demons, and plus Raito is an actual action RPG, so it makes more sense to make that into a Muso game than Persona 5.
Doctor.
I mean, yeah, what can you do with Nocturne? You can
Dude, just punch people.
punch people.
Yeah, hell yeah. Dante would be in it too.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, yeah, Dante would be in it too. Yeah, you're right. We need a Dante character. I'm actually praying to God in SMT 5 they put Bayonetta and Dante because we got Bayonetta and Dante in DX2. So, yeah. Everything you need to know is there for Persona 5 with Scramble with Phantom Strikers for those who are interested.
It's really dumb.
If it's anything like Fire Emblem Warriors where Nintendo themselves had to beg Koei Tecmo to put in Celica and Lyn last minute, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. That's saying a lot for a company like that.
I mean, all things
You have to
considered.
admit, the soundtrack's really good.
Yeah. I mean, the soundtrack's gonna slap anyways because it's Shogi.
Slap.
I don't like how they favor Fates.
Yeah. I don't like it how they favor Fates and Awakening.
Well, FE Warriors in general, though, they sat back and they said, well, we don't want to put in too many swords, so we put that. It's like, Hector uses an axe, Ephraim uses a lance, it's so easy.
Exactly, there's so much variety, but like I said, this is coming from the same company who's designing this game now, and like I don't expect much.
The fuck is you
Fair enough.
Hey, just one more question.
Slightly unrelated note, I really wish they would put raw sessions.
Oh my god, we're actually gonna get into that. We're actually gonna get into that later on. Yeah.
Criminally under.
Yeah, good one. So, Shoutout Tensei 5, please, guys, please buy this game. Please buy
Yes,
I haven't
this is
gotten news for 2.5
But
years.
please buy this game because you know if you know Atlas and the quality of their games, if you enjoy Persona 5, please support this game. Like, oh my god.
How was 4? I never played 4.
Okay, I played 4 7 times, and I played
7
4
times.
Apocalypse 5 times. So that should put into perspective how much I love 4 and 4 Apocalypse.
The short answer is play it.
The short answer is play it, but yeah, the story is really engaging. The introduction can be a little hard, but like I said, if you guys can get through the introduction of SMT4, the game is so easy afterwards.
That's kind of the standard for these kind of games.
Yeah, it is. And the one thing I enjoyed the most out of SMT4 was just fusing demons. I spent most of my game time just fusing demons. You can literally spend a whole day just doing that.
The added product
SMT5.
from Nocturne 4 is it's a world of difference. It makes fusion super easy. You can get really good demons pretty quickly, and especially considering how many more demons there are in 4 than Nocturne and Strange Journey. It's like you have so many combinations to choose from, and it's just a big improvement. SMT4 is great. Play it.
I'll look into it later.
Alright.
So as for SMT5, the one contentious part of 4 and 4 Apocalypse among some mainline fans have been the tone of the game. Some believe that Nocturne has a better tone and 4 is a bit closer to Persona. So what they promised with 5 is the tone similar to Nocturne with the gameplay and QOL improvements of 4. And it's going to be done on Unreal Engine for the first time. And if you've seen some of the stuff that puts out, like the recent Gears of War 4 and 5, it looks incredible.
So, think of the Mega 10 demons and how they're going to look on the Unreal Engine. It's going to be amazing.
They always look good in 5, so I can't wait to see them.
Yeah. One thing I want to note with SMT5, I know you guys see some nobodies there, pretty much. I know you guys know Sojima, Hashino, and Shoji Meguro. These guys here, these are the main, these entities are pretty much the main guys for anything mainline related or anything that's not a Persona spinoff. They've been around for a while. Yamai directed, I believe, the original release of Strange Journey, and as well he was involved in Raito. I love both games.
Didn't Yamai do like 4 or something?
Please check them out. They have a lot of content that you can still go through on the PS2. I don't recommend buying any of the PS classics.
Direction.
On PS3.
Which is supposedly, I mean, I've never encountered any. Well, I did encounter one with Persona 3 where I was playing through it, I got about halfway through the game, and then there was apparently this glitch where you would open up the save screen, then it would, sometimes it would just like not show any saves, and if you saved it on that screen, it would delete your save file. And it happened to me a few times and I caught it, but then I guess at that time, it just completely went over me, so yeah.
One note on the PC Classics is that the release of Digital Devil Saga 1 and maybe 2, there is only the European release with major sound delays. And also, with TGS 2019 probably going to be focusing on Royal Strikers, when do you think we'll see news on SMT5?
Well, that's debatable because in January we did get the Atlas CEO actually went on to say that the team is still testing the Unreal Engine, which doesn't seem right because when the Atlas CEO was at the DX2 conference or something, he was saying something about it being still in development, but last year we did get an update from Yamai saying that they have ended the production phase and now they're actively developing it, and they've been having fun with the Unreal Engine. So I don't understand what's going on really with SMT5 when the CEO is saying something completely different. So, you had anything to say?
I mean, I think it's just because Atlas isn't giving them the help or the funding they need, because right now they're just focusing on Persona 5.
See, that's the thing, and I feel like for some reason their internals, they work like two different companies, even though they're like the one company. And I don't know if
They have
it's
two
like a
teams that work on
miscommunication,
different
because
projects, though,
If the
if I
CEO
remember.
doesn't even know what's going on with SMT 5, that's kind of bad.
Yeah.
All right,
All
so
that being said, I think we might actually see it at the upcoming Nintendo E3 Direct. I just have a hunch. I mean, all things considered, people thought that Tokyo Mirage Sessions was completely dead and that just popped out of the blue on that April 1st Direct 2 years later. So I think we might see something, but I don't suspect that play will build this right.
all right, so we're gonna have to speed through this. We only have like a couple minutes left. So Persona Q2 is here. There's no dub, which is kind of bad. All
I
right.
can understand why there's no so many characters.
If you played the Etrian Odyssey for DS games with PQ1, it's PQ1, but it's way better, so you should pick it up still, and that has no doubt.
All right, Catherine Full Body. So everybody, who's hyped for this game? Okay, so only a couple. I actually played the original on PC not too long ago. I think it's a really great game. I think it's one of the best Hashino works out there.
But it's also really like frustratingly like I'm gonna smash my keyboard like hard.
Yeah, yeah.
There
I
were
think,
several times where
Yeah.
I was like, I swear people made this game are evil.
all right, there's just one question there.
This is literally like
Potentially
gonna take like 300 years to do, and they're gonna be dead by the time we get to the season.
Yeah, so it might be added with DLC later on, maybe.
And follow this page, you're fucking weird.
Oh yes, it did.
So I'm gonna pass this over to our Etrian Odyssey expert here. He's sped run every single game, I think. Yeah,
So, I mean, this is not really an SMT game, but it's in the same level of difficulty. I guess the newer titles are a little easier, but this one has a super hard mode that you can play. If you played Strange Journey or any of the Persona 1, SMT1, SMT2, SMTF, you'll feel right at home here.
it works the same way as Persona.
Why is he such a fucking
RNG
black
manipulation.
face?
Even in our
See, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it borrows a bunch of the elements from a bunch of games. It's got the skill tree from Hero 4.
We're still on.
It's got Force Boost and Force Break and a bunch of the strums from all the different games.
Does he do it once a day?
I played it when it came out in Japanese. It's a pretty good game.
20 a day.
A lot of different options for you to go through. Tons of different classes, 19 classes. There's a secret class you can get later in the game. It's really, really fun to get into. It's another good game that they released. I don't think there's a bad game in the series.
All right, so that's it for Etrian Odyssey Nexus. Let's go on to the fan translations. So the unknown side of I guess the Megaton community in a sense, but I don't know if you guys have followed any fan translations. Yes or no? 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 Okay. All right, so SMT If, like I was saying before, got translated recently, so it's out.
It took 16 years.
Yeah, our buddy Gideon Z, he wasn't really happy, and according to him, apparently the fans had pressured him, but honestly, I'm gonna say, just don't worry about it. It's out right now, you can play it. Just be aware that there might be some glitches.
It's good.
He said he's going to maintain the patch,
kids
but I don't know if he's going to actually abide to it. So here you go. SMTF, you can download it, just do a Google search. Majin Tensei is in the works. Majin Tensei is the very first SRPG to my understanding that Atlas has made. It plays like Fire Emblem. So if you play Fire Emblem, it's pretty much this, but with SMP demons. And yeah, like it's got the law, chaos, and neutral endings, just like the mainline games. Like I said, Fire Emblem and SMP. This was supposed to be what Tokyo Mirage Session was. Yeah, so there you go. And Majin Tensei 2 Spiral Nemesis, our buddy Tom actually decided to translate this earlier than Majin Tensei. He went on to say that you don't really need to know the story of Majin Tensei, but it's, you know, if you know the story of Majin Tensei, it's a bonus. I actually prefer this game. It's one of my favorites in the series. I love it. Basically, if I were to sum it up in a few words, it's Marty McFly in the SMT universe. Even the main character looks like Marty McFly, so I hope that's a good enough reason for you to try out this game. I love the story. There's a lot of time travel shenanigans, and yeah, like I said, SMT environment. So it should be something to look forward to. Persona 2 Eternal Punishment for the PSP. Now I know there's some people, maybe in this room, who doesn't prefer the PS1 iteration of this game. It's still being actively translated.
It's been kind of like in and out of, I guess, translation hell for the past 6 years. Like, they say it's almost done, and they haven't really been giving us that many updates over the last couple years, but they do have an active Discord, so it's not dead.
Yeah, so if you just search up CJ Iwakura on Twitter or anything, you can probably get his Discord link and join in. If anything, you can ask it after the panel is done, you can ask it for it. Yeah, okay, so. Okay, last Bible, another one from our buddy Tom. He's been on the roll with all these translations. I honestly commend his work. So, if it means anything, please check out his translations. They're amazing. Last Bible 3 has been translated recently. However, the other games as well. I think Tom has done Last Bible Special, Last Bible.
Did the Game Gear version of Last Bible 1.
Yeah, so
actually did have an official English translation, but this one is a lot better.
Yeah, this one is a lot friendlier and user intuitive. So play it on the emulator if you can. The original translation is actually called Revelations the Demon Slayer for the Game Boy, and I don't recommend playing that because that's a huge grind fest, and that is, as long as you're actually like confident enough to handle that amount of grinding, then go ahead. Alright, SMT Reimagine. So who knows about SMT Imagine here? Oh, just only the one person and you. Okay, all right, SMT Imagine. So the servers got shut down like 2 years, no, 3 years now, 3 years ago.
There were Chinese servers that you could play, but if they found you speaking English, they'd kick you out.
Yeah. The Chinese servers, I played on them personally, and I got my kick out of it. The only time where I actually just started to, you know, stop was after the fact that people started flooding the servers. The Japanese people started to come, more US entities started to come, and overall made the server really slow. So this is a really good alternative. They're actually planning 2 more servers. So one is out to play right now. You guys can hop on it. It's the website right there. Just download the client and go ahead. It's literally just, if you play Final Fantasy 14, it's just that, but SMT. Alright, so ongoing projects. We got DX2. This is
it's a mobile game. How do you guys feel about mobile games?
On and off with it.
See, it's not Edgeo, and Edgeo is so much better in comparison to this because there's so many things that you can do with that. But DX2 is still like, it's still actively being developed. And the one thing I don't like about it is the curve to fuse your favorite demons. Like, they take up a lot of magnetite, right? So if you want that favorite demon, you're gonna have to grind the aura gate until you get the amount that you want. Or pay money. Alright, just one question up there.
That's kind of exactly why I stopped playing it. Like,
Yeah,
I play it off and on, but like the demons I want to get, like the Foxtrot one, just cost like so much mag.
Exactly. Like the alternate Shiva that came out like a while back, I was like, I dropped all my gems on it, I didn't get anything. And the drop rates are so horrible. So if that puts things into perspective with this game, I wouldn't recommend it to play because if you're like actually trying to get all the demons, then yeah, good luck.
All things considered, though, to play devil's advocate, they did at least have a story to
Why
it.
is this Joe
They
like
created characters. I mean, all things considered, they could have taken the path of least resistance and just done.
Yeah,
Something
also,
like Final Fantasy All the Bravest.
Is this all
or some-
anime shit?
yeah, also with DX2, the models you're probably going to see them in SMT5 anyways, so if you're trying to see, you know, a nice glorified model of the demon that you want to see, you can always see them in there too.
That's about way to phrase it.
Alright, so now I'm gonna talk about the games that I think you should and shouldn't start with. The games right here, these games are kind of like, I mean, it really depends on the game. Like, most of these aren't too difficult, like Persona 1 and Devil Survivor. Nocturne is pretty difficult. Strange Journey is extremely difficult, but it has a lot of gameplay elements of classic SMT games. And I also just put DX2 on there just because it's one of the easiest to access. So, well, for the games not to start with, I put Digital Devil Saga on there because, you know, there's no negotiation, no fusion, nothing like that. And it's also, you can only have 3 party members out at a time, so it's extremely difficult in that sense.
Yeah, so the suggestions here, like, honestly though, just play SMT4 on the 3DS. Like, that's the best one you can start with because the pressure system is so refined in that game that it makes it so much fun to play it. If you guys have difficulty, like, don't be afraid to use a guide. Like, I know a lot of people who, like, judge people based on that for using a guide, and, like, who cares? Use the guide. If you're having fun, it's your game. You do whatever you want, with it. So, yeah.
It's pretty easily accessible as well. It's a lot easier to get. It's cheaper. Well, not as accessible as emulation.
Yeah, and also this is kind of an unpopular opinion, and I don't like saying this about games, but I honestly don't think the SNES SMT games have aged all that well. Because of the navigation and also just technical limitations.
Yeah, I would only recommend playing the SNES games after when you play SMT4 and Nocturne, so you can get the basics of the game and the difficulty.
He's not sleeping in the bed tonight.
There's a question over there.
What are your guys' thoughts on Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth?
Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth is literally just an SMT game. And you know what? There's this, even the same artist, Yasuda from Devil Survivor, he designed their characters, so like, it's pretty much an SMT game. This question over there?
With Alice's business,
It's quiz time.
business practices lately regarding DLC, do you think they've learned their lesson from the dancing game selling poorly, or do you think they'll bring more DLC to future SMT and Persona games?
See, the one thing that and this is my major concern too, because people are like, if you have the money, just buy the games. Like, if you enjoy it, just buy the game. And I'm like, no, there's no way we should be supporting this type of like DLC practice, especially for Atlas, who we actually love as a company. Like, I used to love Atlas as a company for, you know, not giving us like these types of EA type microtransaction and DLC.
Quiz time.
Yeah.
I'm hosting a panel on
The mic-
microtransactions and monetization tomorrow as well.
Quiz time.
But to address your question, I hope they've learned. I think through future Persona games and others, they're still going to put an emphasis on it. I don't think they'll do that with SMT5 because it's more niche. I don't see them taking as great an advantage versus something more mainstream like Persona.
Because I want to play the dancing games, but like half the games are DLC.
Yeah.
Actually, last I checked on Amazon, you can get the Endless Night collection for like $60 new.
Wait, well, that's US, but
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, just a question over there.
So like the one thing that always worried me with Alex, they went bankrupt a long time ago, and
Yeah.
I'm scared that same thing's gonna happen. Because
Yeah.
I'm okay with buying the DLC because I do support the company, and when I
Yeah.
saw them go under, I thought that was it for them. So I do agree that like it's kind of scary to do DLC, but without it, I don't know how much they'll stay afloat.
I know.
So titles do tank pretty hard.
That being said,
But I think Persona 5 has really put them up there now, and now with Joker being in Smash, I feel like revenue is going to come their way regardless. So, yeah, and they're owned by Sega, so if they were to fall under, Sega can catch them before it happens. And yeah. All right, so one question over there before we head into the quiz.
Would you guys like to see a potential like a re-release or a remaster of Nocturne in the future, or would you rather do?
To answer your question,
or would you rather the company just kept going with like 5 and the future projects and like not get slowed down by that? Like, do you like would you rather like prioritize seeing Nocturne again, or what would like? What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, I would definitely like to see Nocturne again. And to answer your question, Yamai has said, the director of SMT5, if SMT5 does well or if there's any interest, he will remake Nocturne.
Okay.
Yeah, he said that in a recent article last year. So definitely keep your eyes open for a Nocturne remake. It's probably going to be Switch exclusive.
And once they get the engine in place, the modifications on Unreal, it will be a lot easier. A lot of the work has already been done. They just need to port it from Gabriel.
Rolled copy.
Okay, I don't think Nocturne needs a remake. I just think it needs a remaster. Like a re-release of some kind, hopefully bundled with Digital Devil Saga. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, so let's head into the quiz time real quick. We're a little short on time. So, we actually decided to put in some questions that really confuse you guys. So, here you go. The first question is, what is the name of the crossover between SMT and Fire Emblem? Alright, damn. Hold on. We'll get a round of applause for this guy. Alright, play this game. It's actually really good.
I know, I need to finish it. Like, I have like Yashiro, his name is my card, you know?
Yeah, I love Itsuki and the one girl, the one girl. Oh yeah, Toma. I love Toma. Okay, who is responsible for creating the Persona universe? Now this one's gonna confuse you, so give it some time. No, nothing, no picks. You?
Yeah.
Okay, so who is responsible for creating the Persona universe?
Rido.
Raby Kusunoha the 40th, is that correct? Yes, it's correct. So, if you guys haven't known, the Raby games are really, really influential to the Persona universe. Raby the 40th goes back in time as a Templar Knight in SMT2 and averts the ICBM attacks that have happened in those games, which in turn creates SMT-IF as an alternate branch. So SMT-IF, from there on, all the Persona games lead up, including the Devil Summoner games in the Persona timeline. So the Devil Summoner games are in the Persona timeline.
Wow, I'm so good at it.
Alright, so what is the name of the first Megaten game? Nobody?
Robbie.
Alright, okay, let's go over you.
A, right?
Yeah. Yep. Alrighty. Perfect. So, yeah, one thing with Megami Tensei, it actually was released by Namco. If you see by the box art there, it's a little weird, but you know, this was at a time when Atlas was just a software developer, right? So there you go. All right. So what is the name of the game in the Mega 10 franchise that features Arrowgate and gore scenes? Now, this is something that you guys haven't really known. I mean, did you guys know? Were you the problem? This one guy over here. Okay. So.
It's C.
What is it? It's C?
C.
Is it C?
It's C.
All right.
Yeah.
This is Megami Tensei Tokyo Motion Show. Or is it Tokyo Revelations? Yeah, Tokyo Revelations. So this is a PC98 exclusive Windows game.
My hands are getting tired.
Unfortunately, it's in Japanese. And yeah, it's not translated yet, but on 4chan there's a couple guys who got it to work, and you can, if you go on 4chan, or actually maybe on YouTube, you can probably find the guide to set up this game and actually try it if you know Japanese.
Setting up the machinery and emulators can be difficult though.
Yeah.
But there's, if you go look for Annex or Next, there's a couple that work pretty well. If you're on Linux, there's one there too. You can just download from.
So unless you're
The
like
guy
a
next to him
techie,
confirmed.
you know what you're doing, definitely set up this game and go right at it. All right, next question. What notable character from a notable series proudly cameos in SMT3 Nocturne? Now this is a question from my buddy Will. So everybody should be getting this one.
Knuckles.
Okay, so
better than the rest of them.
can answer this question. So what is it?
Dante.
Dante.
Is it Dante? Are you sure it's not Simon?
It's not
Oh, is it Rhino?
It's Marcus, bro.
Is it Rhino?
It's Marcus.
It's obviously
Knuckles.
Marcus, even though the game proceeds. Who's a war in this fourth station?
Alright, okay, so you guys said Dante. I don't know if it's correct. Is it? Is it
Yeah,
Knuckles?
SMT Knuckles.
It's
Oh,
Dante.
crap.
I swear it was Knuckles, dude.
Oh my god.
And Knuckles.
Simon was a close second.
So, what console is the only official localization of Shin Megami Tensei 1? This is the question that
You
most
proud of
guys
yourself?
don't know. Let's flip this guy here. D? iPhone? Hey, what do you guys think? Is it D, iPhone?
iPhone.
Is it iPhone?
iPhone.
Alrighty. Yes, it is iPhone.
I have that.
Darn, I hate touch screen controls.
I don't blame you.
I don't
Also, you
like
can't play it on iPhone anymore.
They, like when iOS 11 came out, it had some weird backwards compatibility issues, so the developers had to update their apps, and Alice just didn't do that. So if you have an old iDevice laying around, you can still download it, but I mean, again, touchscreen controls.
So pretty much this version of the game is the Game Boy Advance version with the PS1 soundtrack. So there you go. I think it's a definitive one, but if it was released on a console, chances are it would get more hits. Alrighty. I think that's it. That's it? Yeah, that's it. So any further questions?
What's your opinion on Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle?
Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. Now I'm not really a fan of that game, but I'll try my best. My buddy here, Mike, has showed me the game and I've played a little bit of it, but man, I can't use Hazuma anymore. And he's my go-to character. Yeah, I can't use Hazuma anymore, and that's why I don't like the game.
I like it because ever since Persona 4 Arena was a thing, I was just like, I want a crossover Blaze Blue Persona 4.
Yeah.
And then it happened. And then getting into Ruby because of it.
Yeah, definitely.
But Under Night, bro. But Under Night. Yes. Under Night in Birth. Is that equal this year? Enter.
Well, I know that, I mean, they haven't really confirmed it, but they kind of have. They've been hinting at it, so there's that for the arena games. And Persona 5 The Royal, they say it's going to release in 2020. Like, we know it's going to release sometime at the end of this year for Japan, but
Halloween.
yeah, knowing how Atlus's localizations have been ever since Sega bought them, it's probably going to be 7 months. So.
Just a friendly reminder, it took SMT4's localization, it took 3 months. SMT4 Apocalypse, which is designed on the same engine, took 7 months. So, just a question over there. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry.
What was the other question?
What? No.
Oh. Scrambled. Yeah, I imagine that's going to be something similar, but we don't even have a Japanese release date for that.
So, just like over there.
Someone liked you. I'm so mad. I'm so salty. What happened? Like, I don't like
See, that's something I don't understand.
It's like they weren't confident with Nintendo's hardware at the time, and now you
Yeah. Well, now it's on the Switch, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's like Persona 5, while, like,
You're actually ruining this panel. Oh, we're ruining this panel. No.
yeah, and especially it's like in the handheld mode, like, because the Switch has to run on its own, like, you know, so I kind of understand why it's not on Switch.
Yeah.
Like, especially with the
I think other people are entering.
I don't think
Yeah.
it'll be what they
It runs great on PS3.
Yeah.
Yo, what time is it? 7:50? Oh, shit.
Alright,
Shit,
yeah.
oh shit, oh shit, oh
Sorry,
shit.
that being said, Atlas circulated a survey about 2 months back, and I took it, and they were saying, would you like to play Etrian, Odyssey, Persona 5, etc. on Switch, on Xbox? There have also been listings at E3 for Sega showing off RPGs on Xbox and Nintendo Switch, so you could be looking at ports in the future. I think they're trying to move away from exclusivity for PlayStation because it's become
So yeah, definitely. I don't know if you guys follow Persona Central. They translate the surveys and everything. So if you want to take the survey, go right ahead. You just need to enter in the Japanese address that's valid, right? You know, and you can probably search it on the web.
Okay, we only got time for a couple more questions. So, you in the back.
So knowing that Persona 5 build is liable to be
When you're sleeping, but you hear someone open up a snack. Persona 5 Redux. It's me.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not, but again, it depends on like what kind of content they have.
Oh my god, 2 people liked your comment.
Yeah, over there.
You guys forgot to mention Caligula effect.
Caligula effect, yeah.
That was made by the Persona 3 guy.
The Persona 1 and 2 guy. Yeah. So he, I heard mixed reviews on Caligula. It was hit or miss really. So with Caligula effects, played on the Switch, it's definitely better on there. But yeah, I still have to play it myself. Okay. Just one more question. I just want to ask: is the panels for the next? Are any of the recipients here for the next panel? Okay. All right. So yeah, just one more question, and we'll head out for now. Who's the last question? Anyone? No? Okay. All right. So I guess
we're all informed.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Bye everybody.
That was really informative. I really enjoyed that.
My favorite part is literally seeing Alex's reaction.
My favorite part was Alex doing nothing the entire
Please buy SMT 5!
Just sitting there.
Otherwise Atlas is gonna die. Alright, so take your controller.
That was a fucking train wreck, boys.
Okay.
Quiz time was the best part.
Alright, bye guys.